Okay, so let's talk about some bivariant data. When we look at bivariant data, we are talking about if you're playing in a bi-district game. That means you're down to the bi-district. There's two districts left in the game. So when we're looking at bivariant data, we're looking at two sets of data, and what we're going to do with those two sets is we're going to compare them. For example, would the number of hours studied affect the score on a test? We could ask if the number of hours that you slept the night before would affect the score on the test. So we're just taking two different things that we want to know something about, and we're comparing that data. That's all we're going to do. If you look at these two graphs, this graph is just a smaller version of this graph. What they've done is, if you notice, this says 2, and then it says 6, and it says 8. We're not going up by ones here. We're kind of skipping around. They looked at this point here, and they said that from here to here, between 265 and 335, that's a plus 70. And then they went from here to here, and they said from 6 to 8 is a plus 2. And then what they did to find out how much we're moving by the hour is came over here and said 70 divided by 2 equals 35. So we should be going up $35 an hour. They could have just as easily used this data, because if you go from 125 to 265, you're moving by 140. And if you go from 2 to 6, you're moving by 4. And 140 divided by 4 equals 35. Same thing. We still came out with 35. If we would not have come out with 35, that would not be a linear relationship. So remember, both sides are going to have to move by the same amount. I mean, we can skip some numbers, but we're still going to have to move in the same direction in order for it to be linear. Okay? If we look over here, they kind of made the 2 go away in the 6 and the 8. But what they're looking at here is they're taking, we found out that we're moving up by 35s. Every time we move 1 month, we're going up by $35. So we have this information. We have at 2 months that we pay $125, so that goes in this section. We also have at 6 months that we pay $265. So we're going to put $265 in here. Now we have to decide what we're going to pay at 8 months. We can do this one of two ways. We know all of these are moving by 35s. So if instead of going up by 1, this goes up by 2, then I have to double this 35. And I have to say that from here to here, I would be going up by 70. Okay? And if I go up by 70, that's going to put this at 335. Now I'm going to tell you some people can't see that. So for my people who can't see that, here's what I would do. I would come in between here, and I would put in a 7, because between 6 and 8 is 7. And I would come here and I would say 265 plus 35 is 300. And then I could say 300 plus 35 is 335. You can do it either way. Whichever's easiest for you, I don't care. That's how that works. Okay? Let's look at this graph down here. The main thing that we are learning to do with this is set up the graph. It says determine the amount of snow on the ground after 3 hours. So I have my time over here. I have 1 hour, and then down here I have 4 and 5. It looks like, to me, this is going 4, 5. It looks like it's going up by 1, so let's see if that works. I can put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it does work. So I'm going to say 2, 3. Now, if I use the way they did it up top, between 11 and 13, that's a plus 2. This is a plus 1. I can put my y over my x, which is 2 over 1. And if I say 2 divided by 1, then I know that these are going up by 2's. Let's see if it works. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. And 11 plus 2 is 13. So that worked. This side moves by 1's. This side moves by 2's. Okay, so that side worked. Now it asks after 3 hours. At 3 hours, I am at 9 inches of snow. Okay, for the next graph, we don't have as much data. So I'm going to try and I'm going to see if ones work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ones worked. So we're just going to go ahead and fill in. Okay, so ones worked over here. That's great. Okay, now the problem that I have over here is I don't have any of these numbers together. So I need to figure out what comes between 3 and 6. I can do that a couple of different ways. I'm going to look at 3, and I'm going to divide that by 2. Okay, I'm going to say $3 divided by 2, because for 2 pictures I'm paying $3. So if I wanted to know how much I was paying for one, I could say 3 divided by 2, and that is going to come out to be $1.50. Now my question is going to be, does that work if I plug it in? So let's try that. 3 plus $1.50 is going to come out to be $4.50. $4.50 plus $1.50 is $6. $6 plus $1.50 is $7.50. $7.50 plus $1.50 is $9. And $9 plus $1.50 is $10.50. So that worked. And then my question was, how much am I going to pay for 6 sets of prints? And my answer is going to be $9. Okay, we're going to fill in a couple of graphs on our own. If you have any questions about that, please come see me during tutoring. Thank you.